the band, and wearing this with my jacket with some long sleeves, it feels less cumbersome. But comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this particular style versus a couple of the other ones that I reviewed previously. Now keep in mind the bands are also replaceable with a quick release lever on the back. There's no tools required, no logic needed. It's very simple to do. And if you want different colors or different materials, you can do so there. Now taking a look at the screen here, it looks big at first, but similar to other Fitbit devices, the display doesn't go edge to edge. For an activity tracker, it's one of the brightest screens and does a great job in the sun compared to the older models. The numbers are big enough for telling time, but even if the numbers are slightly small for your other health metrics, the larger illustrations or pictures basically helps identify what screen you're looking at. But let's go through what Fitbit offers and see if there's enough for your needs. Now from the factory, you get your time, and with a tap, you can cycle through your step count, date, heart rate, etc., which are on the following screens as well. Swiping up is the step count. Another swipe reveals your heart rate, and I love this display here. There's 4 different quadrants that indicates your normal heart rate to fat burning heart rate to cardio and all the way up to your peak. Now with heart rate tracking, you can also see what your resting heart rate is within the app, which is one great indicator of heart health. Now next up is calories burned. Another swipe up is how many minutes you've spent being active. You've estimated your estimated distance here traveled for the day, how many steps you have taken for that hour, and the goal is 250 steps per hour, and it's a friendly way to remind you to stay active. Next up here are how many days you've actually hit your activity goal for that particular week. Hopefully that makes sense here. Next, and I love this, the amount of sleep you've gotten from the previous night. Not many activity trackers or bands even offer this. Very few smartwatches even offer this. I usually have to take out my phone to see how many real hours of sleep I've gotten. This is right here on your wrist. Now next up is your water intake, which I do appreciate. Well, I wish there was a way for me to input how many ounces of water I've consumed right on the watch here or right on the activity band, instead of again whipping out my phone here and then inputting it in. I know you're not getting 64 ounces of water. I'm not getting 64 ounces of water per day. I'll be peeing like a horse. Now last but not least is your weight. If you have the Fitbit scale, which I am planning on getting, keep track of your weight for that day here. Now there is a little button on the side that brings you back to the home screen. If you hold it down, you get your options to turn on and off your screen with the flick of the wrist here. And as a side note, this felt to have improved over the Ultra HR. If it doesn't register, as most trackers and smartwatches are not perfect here either, tapping the screen here, it brings it up, and this performed excellent from my testing. Now, last is the option to turn notifications on or off that comes from your phone. Now, phone calls coming in, text messages and emails are shown on here. You can't respond back to them. You can't deny a phone call. And if the text message or email is quite long, you can't read the message in its entirety, which is again normal for a smaller activity band. But for most, a summary is usually good enough. And if it's that important, I think it's reasonable to take out your phone then. Now going back to that main screen and then swiping down instead, you can start and track an exercise. I'll have a list of the activities that you can track on screen for you once again, so be sure to pause if you need to. Now there's the relaxation app, which God knows I need. You can choose 2 or 5 minute sessions where the Fitbit Inspire helps guide your breathing, helps calm your body and mind down, and refreshes your well-being. I'll be honest, it sounded cheesy and like first world problems, but you guys know I work crazy hours, and just simply breathing or meditation has helped somewhat. It doesn't fix everything, but it does help clear my mind. When majority of my days, I'm usually going about 100 miles an hour, but that's just me. You can try it yourself. It's offered on here. Now, times are included, which features a stopwatch or a countdown. You cannot do intervals on here. It's simply a stopwatch, pause, resume, and reset. Now, last are the alarms, which you do set up within the app. With my testing, this little thing really buzzes. Compared to most other trackers I've tested, it's up there with me sensing the vibration when it goes off. If you're a deep sleeper, this might work for you.